Welcome to the Startup Funding Espresso. I'm Hall T. Martin, the host of this show where we talk about raising funding for your startup and the time it takes to have an espresso. I hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, this is Hall T. Martin with the Startup Funding Espresso, your daily shot of startup funding and investing. In raising funding, the challenge for each round of the raise is different. At the seed round, the challenge is to convince the investor you can sell the product. At this stage, investors look for evidence that you can build and sell the product to customers. Customer interactions are important because it demonstrates to investors you are already in discussions, learning about the customer's needs. It's helpful to have a list of 20 such customers and highlight your interactions with them and show your plan to build a product and close them. At the Series A round, you must convince the investor you can grow the business. At this stage, investors look for evidence that you have systems in place for growing the sales and building products. They look for processes that create a repeatable, predictable outcome. For example, your customer acquisition process should show a consistent conversion rate. At the Series B round, you must convince the investor you can scale the business. At this stage, investors look to see you are now working on programs and processes that take your customer acquisition, sales, and product building to a new level. Thank you for joining us for the Startup Funding Espresso, where we help startups and investors connect for funding. Let's go start up something today. Hall T. Martin is the director of Investor Connect, which is a 501c3 nonprofit dedicated to the education of investors for early stage funding. All opinions expressed by Hall and podcast guests are solely their own opinions and do not reflect the opinions of Investor Connect. This podcast is for informational purposes only and should not be relied upon for the basis of investment decisions.